Hey everybody, welcome to 789. It's July 8th, 2009. That's 789. It's the Parker the Man page on yournews.com, right behind me there. And the Pistons have a new head coach. It's John Kuester. Say it with me. Kuester. Not Custer, not Kirster, not Quester. Kuester. John Kuester, who was a former player in the NBA, a long-time assistant coach in the NBA, has had 2 stops as a head coach in college at Boston University and George Washington University, GW, but that was back in 1990. It's the last time Kuester was a head coach. But Joe Dumars has picked John Kuester after the Avery Johnson thing didn't happen. It seemed to have come down to Kuester and Tom Thibodeau, the assistant coach of the Boston Celtics. That's the route he was going. He's got a relationship with Kuester. It goes back to when Larry Brown had Kuester on his staff here in 04 to 06. He was part of the championship team in 2004 with the Pistons and Chauncey and the gang. And of course, he knows Rip Hamilton well and Tayshaun Prince and a couple of those guys. But his charge will be to take the new guys to different levels. And Dumars has compared this with the Rick Carlisle start back in 2001. Similar situation, although Kuester's a little older, he's 54. But he is the new head coach of the Detroit Pistons. So a week after Michael Curry, bagged, John Kuester is in as the head coach. You can read all about that on the Parker and the Man page at yournews.com, and you can respond to it. Don't forget, you can email me at tvboy@yournewsdetroit.com. Rob Parker is rob@yournewsdetroit.com. We talked a little bit about Thibodeau as well, and how close he might have come to this gig. But also on the page today, surprising teams in baseball. We talked about the Tigers at the turn. Well, it's baseball at the turn. Who are the most surprising teams, both up and down? Surprising teams. Who are they? And you can read all about that. Joe Sakic is retiring from the National Hockey League after 20 years. Same franchise. He has a similar kind of career to Stevie Yzerman. 3 years from now, Sakic will be in the Hall of Fame in Toronto, Ontario. So Joe Sakic will call it quits tomorrow. The Tour de France. Occasionally we do these things where we talk about, the minor sports, if you will, and tennis and boxing and, the importance of open wheel racing, Formula One. Things that have been hurt by modern technology and just the times. Well, if anything's been hurt by the times, it's the Tour de France. And the Tour de France is underway. Lance Armstrong this close in his comeback to being the yellow jersey. Wearing the yellow jersey. It isn't yellow, but you get the idea. The wall's yellow. And he's right there again. He's the best in the world, but where's the interest level for the Tour de France anymore? It's one of those sports again where it was bigger in the old days than it is now. And you're not hearing much about it because there's not a lot of media coverage, although with the Michael Jackson thing, obviously there hasn't been a lot of media coverage of anything else, and fitting tribute to Michael Jackson yesterday. But you can read about the Tour de France and the lack of interest there. Also, Numbers Day, I mentioned 789, but if you think about it, at 4:05 and 6 seconds, it'll be 456-789, and at 12:34:56, it would be 1-2-3-4-5-6-7-8-9. So if you're into the numbers thing, or if you want to play the lottery, there's your numbers. Also, a little tribute to Casey Kasem. Casey Kasem, a Detroiter, Detroit native. He went to Northwestern High, went to Wayne State University, and maybe the greatest disc jockey of all time, and certainly the guy who created American Top 40. American Top 40. I'm Casey Kasem in Hollywood. Maybe the most imitated man in the history of mankind as well, Casey was. Everybody tried to do their own version of Casey Kasem. His famous line, keep your feet on the ground, keep reaching for the stars. Today, our long-distance dedication. It's my tribute to Casey. Anyhow, read about Casey, but also I got a picture. The last time we saw Casey in Detroit, it was at the Detroit Radio Reunion. It was a few years ago. And here's a picture for you, just to prove it. No, just to show it to you. There's myself, Casey Kasem, and Bernie Fratto, our fill-in guy on our radio show, of course. Bernie, good guy in the room. There it is. There's myself. Casey, there's Casey right there. Obviously, he's in the middle. I'm not doing that well. But there's the picture. Myself, Casey Kasem, and Bernie Fratto. Detroit Radio Reunion. There's the picture right there. There you go. There you have it. So check it all out at yournews.com, the Parker and the Man page. It's all about the new Pistons coach, John Kuester. Say it with me, Kuester. Happy navigating on 789. 1-2-3-4-5-6-7-8-9 coming up.